Alright, this video demo here is for the Denton Explorer 14. This is the whole system. Basically, we'll start from right here. This is your laptop that goes with the system. Okay. Over here is basically your three targets, three sputtering. It's DC and AC that goes through here. Back here is the RF matching network. And then you have your switching network up here. This is your chamber. This is your shutter to your chamber to open up to see if you want to see what it's depositing or not. You'll see the plasma. In here is your MFC for your N2. Underneath here is your PLC, your power controls, your water lines for everything, and your turbo that runs the high vac. On the front panel here is of course your EMO, turn on the system, and your main power switch. On the other side, this is your turbo controller, your RF generator, and then your matching network. Down below here is your DC power supply for your DC sputter. The chiller does not come with the system. You have to supply your own chiller to it. Behind here is another main power off switch over here. This is your main turbo on the system. Down below is the bottom of the chamber. This is your main turbo. As you can see, it's very big. And then you have your LM2 over here. You got your high vac. In the back of the chamber. You also have your high pressure gauge and your low pressure chamber pressure. You got your mechanical pump right here. Nitrogen going to the system. You're going to need that for DC sputter. And if you come on right over to the screen right here, I can show you right now, like the system's down to 3.1 to the -6. This is basically how you would run your system. We're going to run it manually because running a process would take too long. But on here it shows you your roughing pump, your turbo pump, your high vac valve, your 4-line valve, your chamber roughing valve. Then you have all three targets here. And then you also have your gas, your MFC controller. And here you have your chamber vent. You have a TC that's for the system, but it's not hooked up. It is underneath the system. And basically over here you'd have your system control that tell you what recipe we're running, all your interlocks. This right here tells you your rotation and your table rotation. And here is your manual settings for your RF and DC sputter. So to show you DC sputter right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into this control DC right here, and it opens up to a new window. On this new window, you'll see it says RF supply and DC supply. So what I'm going to do, and also you got your gas valve over here, I'm going to turn the gas valve on, put the set point, I'll put it on to 50, hit gas, and then you can see that it's coming in here. Then I'm going to run over here and put your high vac valve into PCM mode, which is going to help regulate the gas flow or the chamber pressure. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pick which cathode I want to go to. So I'm going to go to cathode 1. And you see it went to cathode 1. and then I'm going to give it a DC power. It is basically 0 to 4 amps. I'm just going to put 1 amp into it. So we're set at 1 amp on cathode 1. I'm going to turn this on, and then I'm going to open up the shutter over here, and you can come and look inside the chamber and you'll be able to see the plasma in there from cathode 1. Now I'm going to come back over here, turn this off, change this to cathode 2, and turn it on. And I'm going to close this shutter 1, open shutter 2, come all the way over here, all the way into that corner over there, and you see that it's the back right cathode. And then I'm going to try cathode 3. So, got to turn it off. Cathode 3. Open up shutter 3. Turn it on. Come over here. And as you can see, the front cathode is lit up. Now that's just to show you the DC. In a little while I will come back and we'll show you the RF side manually. Alright, now we're going to show you the RF side of the system. Basically this is the DC side. Now we're going to do the RF side. And I'm going to set this up for 200 watts. I'll start on cathode 1. And I'm going to open up the shutter. I basically have still the thing set up on PCM is your high vac valve, and I'm putting in 130 because the RF wants to start with a little higher pressure. So now I basically turned it on. You look over here, and this is going to tell you this side over here, the RF is at 202 and your reflective is 0. So if you look in here, as you can see, you got the glow on cathode 1. Now I'm going to bring it on over to cathode 2. So I'm turning it off. Hit 2. Close shutter 1. Open shutter 2. Turn it on. Again, you're going to see 202 is your forward and barely 1 for your reflective. And you look over here and you got a purple hue. And I'm going to try the last one, it's the third. Turn it off, close the shutter, open shutter 3, select the third cathode, and turn her on. As you can see, the matching network's dialing it in. And you can see we have our plasma on cathode 3. This video right here is for the demonstration to run a recipe on the Denton Explorer 14. So I'm going to first start off by going into, this is just the overview. So now I'm going to go over to the recipe. You can see all the categories down below. I'm going to hit recipe, then go to edit and create under master recipe. Go to open, and there's a whole list of master recipes. I'm going to go to bid DC3 and hit open. Now what happened here is under the master sequence list, it already has it where the whole thing goes from an auto pump down, goes through 7 different deposition steps, and then it's going to go to a main vent step. So after you do this, you're going to hit download to download the program. Then you can hit close. Then I'm going to go to Overview. Once I'm going into Overview, I'm going to come up here and go to Auto, into the system control. And then I'm going to press Start. Okay, so what it did right now is it shut off the turbo backing valve, and it's going to open up the chamber rough. So now it is roughing down on the chamber. As you can see, we're only around 300 torr. Now we're down to 260. So right now it's just pumping the system down into high vac. Okay, now it's getting ready to open up the turbo backing, and then it will open up the high vac valve. There's your turbo backing. And there is your high vac valve. Now as you can see, your chamber is dropping down very fast, already down 1.6 to the negative, and then it popped open up a new window that shows you your process. This is your deposition box right here, and basically it is going, you can see you got your step timer here, and these are your times. So what it does is say basically go into cathode 3. And now it just went ahead and turned on the cathode, and we should have a little bit of a hue inside. As you can see, it's the one right in the front right here. It should have went up a little bit brighter now. And by the screen you can see that cathode 3 is right here. You can see the shutter still closed, and it's at 0.5 amp. So it's going to run for 30 seconds there, and then it should increase or open the shutter. I forget which step is next. Okay, it just increased it a little bit more by 0.8 amps. As you can see, it's getting much brighter in there. And the next one should be at 1 amps with the shutter open, and then you'll see the plasma opening up to the platen. 2, 1. Now you should see the shutter opening up. No. So now I have it at 1 amp at 30 seconds, and then it should open it up. As you can see, the rotation is going very slowly, 30 RPMs, and it's going all the way around. Now what happened is you can see your shutter opened up, and you should see the table spinning around in there. And unfortunately I have this at too long, so that's pretty much the end of the video. But what would happen after it was done with here, it would automatically vent, because that's what I put in the master recipe.